fiance. We came from Vegas.
Okay. So did Denver tell you kind of what I'm working on?
Mm-mm.
So I work for Starbucks actually, and I'm a writer for Starbucks.
Okay.
Nice.
I used to be a teacher. Then I used to be before that. I used to be a reporter. And
And your name again?
my name is Michael, and Starbucks has this program where we're piloting it. We're trying it out, and we're putting outreach workers in some of our stores, like in downtown areas, basically.
That's how I met him.
nice.
Yeah, so that's exactly that. So where he's just like out there, and we're trying to like figure out a creative solution because we know like people kind of use the stores. You know, they get coffee, they use the bathrooms, they like.
Yeah.
But you know, sometimes there's like issues, right, with like, you know, sometimes the customers or sometimes the staff, and so we're trying to like figure out a way to like help the baristas out and also help like some of the people who come by, like you know, with like referrals, for example, like with.
Do you guys have scholarships or anything?
For what? What kind of thing?
Or for like maybe like starting like video productions or.
I don't know about scholarships for that. I know there's like. No, I don't think we do much like in the way of that type of thing.
Okay, never
You
mind.
should start getting into that though, like, 'cause doing that video production, like more.
Oh yeah.
Like more commercials and even kind of like something like this, like if you wanna, if like Starbucks is doing the outreach program and stuff like that, don't necessarily advertise it, but kind of start building it up to where, you know, how St. Jude sponsors this, or, you know,
Yeah.
do something like that, and that would also give like people who do know the video production who are in our situation
Yeah.
opportunities for employment.
Yeah. Is that your background, or do you have some kind of experience in it?
I do have a background in video production. I was just throwing it out there. I know it has nothing to do with what we're talking about today.
Yeah. In fact, there's a guy who works like on my team who does like makes videos basically for, you know, like he helps makes videos for like you know, Starbucks, like, you know, when we like need like advertisements or commercials or things like that, you know. So like, I mean, I guess like those are the types of things, like, you know, like we offer employment. I don't know like if we offer like scholarships, you know, like,
No worries.
like in those types of things. What'd you do like in that field?
I mean, the entire production is lights, cameras, sound equipment, video editing, videography, photography, all that stuff.
All that, okay.
So I started. I did that since I was doing that in my hometown since 2000. So I have tons and tons of archives of TV shows I worked on and TV shows I actually made. So it's music videos, documentaries, so on and so forth.
Oh, sweet. Where's that? Where's your hometown?
Missoula, Montana.
Missoula?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
Farmington, Minnesota.
Where? From Minnesota?
Farmington,
Farmington?
Minnesota.
Oh, okay. My in-laws are out there. They live in Minneapolis. And I just went up the upstate to Lake Superior? No.
Yep, thank you.
Big Lake.
Right there. Great
It's,
Lakes.
it's pretty up there. Yeah. So I think, I mean, I don't really have an agenda here besides just like getting to know the both of you and whatever you want to kind of share. You know, I'm not here to dig too much or anything like that. I'm just here to ask questions.
Ask and I will. Asking ye shall receive.
Yeah, I would just love to know kind of, like, you know, whatever your background you're comfortable talking about, and then kind of how you ran into Denver, and then just would love to know kind of, you know, what's pressing.
I'd like to know how you ran into Denver, and I'll tell you my story.
I was on my way to Bremerton, Washington. Going back and forth between Bremerton and here, waiting on my other caseworker. He stopped me on my way over there at the landing onward to the boat ferries, right there at the Starbucks across the street from Social Security office. And I was trying to get, you know, enough money to go over there, and he stopped me. He said, "Do you need any case management?" So we talked for a minute, and I was like, my caseworker that I have right now is working on stuff. I have a caseworker at Uplift, is Adam. He's a pretty good guy, and
wait, he's here or out in Bremerton?
no, he's in here in Seattle at Uplift.
Uplift, okay, gotcha.
We talked, and I signed some paperwork. He went and got me some boots, and a couple days later, bought me a phone. So that was kind of cool.
Okay. So it was just like you need some few things basically. Okay. Those are the boots
He said that you guys funded that Starbucks funded the boots and the clothing and the phone and stuff like that for his program. So that was kind of really cool I told Adam about it. He was like, it's like they have local other businesses, I guess, conglomerate of businesses that fund Uplift, similar to like a co-op or some sort of council.
Yeah.
It's the city council or community council. But it was like he identified another avenue if they went that way to help people out.
Yeah.
The only issue I have is how long everything takes.
Yeah.
I mean, aside from the pandemic, everyone's identifies as it takes this long, if not longer. So I mean, to get my ID, birth certificate, all that other stuff, it's taken me May, June, July.
Dang.
So all summer and into the winter, and I'm still barely scraping by with the clothes I got. Everything's wearing out constantly, and I'm now they're pushing people out of every, like, if you don't have a camping site, if you don't have a tent or anything, they're gonna be pushing you even further. There's a lot more walking involved, and waking up, sleeping a half hour, an hour a night, and just suddenly get up and move. So
buses are always good.
Yeah.
I mean, if you get the right bus driver, they'll let you just stay on their whole route unless they have to go back to the hub.
The barn, yeah.
There is a Somalian bus driver on the E line, kind of 30ish, I mean 20, like late 20s, early 30s. He's really good for letting people stay out all night. So it's not cold and you just don't feel like sitting outside.
So where do you stay most of the time then?
So usually, I was staying here and there. If it gets dangerous, if there's drug pushers and if there's prostitution in the area, I get up and go. But usually I don't see a whole lot of that. Sometimes it's just like I walk into it or like wake up and like, oh shit, I'm completely surrounded by this. This is what's yeah. So it's like so it's a look at the draw when it comes to that. I've had to get used to waking up injured and doing routines to clean myself, clean my mind, clean my environment, flush my system, all that stuff. So that's that's something, just focus on the photo ID, focus on, just getting through it one day at a time, just get that photo ID, get that birth certificate, and so.
What happens when you, when you get that, then what kind of door does that open, or what's the next step?
Well, my disability check should come in, I should have a bank account, and then I could get a train ticket, I could get all sorts of stuff, but I had one bus ticket getting up here, and it fell short. I got dropped off before my destination, and so yeah, it was a pretty long 2 years of travel trying to get back home to Montana, and identifying that without photo ID, I was gonna most likely be a John Doe. So I learned that in Longview.
So you kind of get some of those benefits and stuff.
Yeah, I just gotta get everything activated before I travel any further.
See, I went to get to Vegas to do mine. Mine fell out, I had a car, mine fell out of my car. But ID, social security card, bank cards, everything. I haven't had mine around me too. The struggles.
Mm-hmm.
And Kent City won't let anybody in without a valid ID because I was talking, we got turned down from a shelter last night. Because we wanted to stay together, me and my fiance. I'm sorry, but this city is fucking scary. Especially.
I haven't been able to get into a shelter at all since.
If you heard about the spy wheel or between 3rd and 4th on Western, or down here, I think it's Western or Westgate. Between 3rd and 4th and Westgate, there's an alley. But you go all the way down to the alley. It's more on this is Westgate. it's just like down, and you'll see in the back door it's like an orange door. It's supposed to be at 6 o'clock. They check people in. It's like just an overnight shelter. You can't stay there during the day, but it's a place. It's a warm place. It's a warm place to sleep tonight. I don't know the conditions, but it's a place where you're not out on the streets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found that out.
So how do you get referred to a place like this then? You know, because I mean, people stay here for a year up to.
Like advocacies and 2-in-1. United Way 2-in-1. I was told.
What's that?
Always called United Way 2-in-1.
Oh, 2-in-1. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. United Way program, basically. Oh.
Yeah.
So Leah, just what's a little bit about how you ran to Denver?
I was sitting at that little common park area between Pike and Pine, where that fountain is.
Yeah.
My fiance had to go run an errand. He had to go pick up a check, and I'm sitting there and Denver's walking around. He's got this cute little big mask, because I noticed him walking around because he has a mask, and then he's walking back towards me, and sorry, excuse me. I had to stuff my face. I was hungry. He looked like he was looking for something, or he looked like he was lost. And I go, oh, you look like you're lost, I'm a cute person, I like talking to people. And then that's when he's like, no, I'm looking for my partner, and we just kind of started up a small chat, and he told me when he worked for Project Cafe through Cancer Charities and Starbucks. And I had just, because the night before, I wanted to kill myself. It was my third suicidal I can't pronounce that word. The first time the thoughts were bad, second time I tried it, third time, Sunday night, they got so bad that I called 911 and told them, hey, if you don't come pick me up now, I am going to hurt myself. And they picked me up, kept me for a couple hours, threw my shit, and he said, pretty much get the fuck out of the hospital. You're faking it. You're supposed to go back on the streets.
When was that?
This is Sunday night.
Oh, like a week ago?
No, like this past Sunday, a couple days ago. So I'm sitting there, him and I were just, fiance were trying to figure out what we're gonna do. And that Sunday night, I made the decision. I gotta get the crap. I hate the state. I hate everything about the state. I'm not like other people and stuff like that, but just I've lost $15,000. I've had 3 vehicles stolen from me. The state has not been good to me. And Sunday night, I made the decision. I wanted to go home. We want to go back to Vegas. And I was talking to someone at a day treatment for women, and they told me about some shelters will get you Greyhound tickets. Well, I kind of just casually mentioned that we're trying to get out of state. We're trying to figure out how we're gonna get tickets because I don't have any either. And he's like, well, we can help you with that, my program. And we just kind of just started talking, and my fiance got back, and they started talking, and now I'm here.
Okay.
I mean, yesterday we kind of had a little bit of a roadblock, but today I have a good feeling that, everything's going to just keep going the way that we have all planned.
Good. Yeah. But it's like one of those things, right? Like, I think, like what you're talking about, Danielle, if you're waiting for something to happen, but it takes like 2 or 3 months for that to happen, then in the meanwhile, it's like all sorts of stuff could happen in between. I'm guessing that's.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of social environment, a lot of violence that's out on the streets out here. There's a lot of violence when I was in Albuquerque, so it's like random acts of violence happen everywhere. And if you don't have a place to go or an appointment to get to, you're more and more like for the instance this morning, there was a drug deal going on about 3 blocks long, and I didn't know I was in the middle of this situation. Yeah, I was right outside the Starbucks over here in front of the mall. So about 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, there's a car, 2 bicycles, about 3 other people walking around, and I had no idea I was walking into a drug deal. And so I see this van. I waved down the van after running. I mean, they're throwing stuff at me, and I thank God they didn't have weapons. Like one guy had a hammer, but the rest of them just had like stuff on them. But it just like eggs and stuff, the deterrents or whatever, something that they mark you with. So,
Yeah.
but it was a rough morning.
So how'd you all end up in Seattle in the first place? I mean, you're from Vegas originally. You're from Montana. I mean, how do you
I was
wind up here?
I was trying to win prizes on a Guru photo contest thing. Tried 3 times. Nearly won a bunch of money. Lost my phone, and then kept trying to get. I was like, okay, fine, I'll just try to get home to Montana. And then, yeah, it was tough.
So I was been able to, well, I left an abusive relationship in Minnesota, and moved to Vegas, and that's where I met my fiance. And we decided when COVID hit, we got in the car and just drove. We drove to we went back to Minnesota to visit some family, and we went through South Dakota, Wyoming, Utah, Arizona, Nevada. We got back to Nevada for Vegas for a while. We stayed there for about another 3 weeks, and then my fiance is with me. So he got we were originally on our way. We were originally on our way to San Jose or somewhere in California, I remember. And we ended up in Portland, which we kind of didn't like. And then we responded to a Facebook Marketplace ad about a motorhome for sale. And my grandpa had passed last year, and he left me a little bit of money. Well, we got up here, we put a down payment on it. 3 days later, we found out it was stolen. So we had to go purchase another one because we were set on having a motorhome. The car that I bought because the one we had before we left Vegas the second time, that broke down, and somehow managed to get up to Washington. That car got stolen, and it was just Tacoma was not being very nice to me. So we wanted to see Seattle, and he wanted to try working up here and see what we can get done. And he found like a 2-week job, and other than that, it's just with the COVID, we just want to go back home with our family and friends.
Yeah. So is the idea that Seattle has like more opportunities in other places, or kind of that the weather's better here, or like what do you? I mean I know it rains, but it's better than like the Midwest, where it's snowing like it's not.
I've always wanted to see Seattle, just for as a tourist. Yeah. I never expected to live in Seattle, and I mean honestly, I'm sorry, I'm like kind of spacey, but half the people out there on the streets and stuff like this, they're so fried. Their brains are so fried from all the drugs that they do. You see needles and stuff all over the ground, and and people screaming and yelling to themselves, and I just do it because out of habit. I don't like the environment. The environment is not very healthy for someone who deals with mental health issues.
Yeah. I mean, so I'm guessing there's like a range of people, right? I mean, there's like, there's like the people who are like trying to get better and trying to figure stuff out. Then there's like the people who
make the people who are trying to get better look bad.
Yeah. And then there's like, I mean, there's people who are like really close to getting, kind of straighten things out, right? I mean, yeah. Must be tough out there.
What do you need us to, and what do you need from us?
Well, I'm curious what, I guess I'd like to know kind of your impressions of how you, do you think like what things like what outreach workers do you think that works?
Yes.
And kind of
one thing that's been like for ones the people that don't know where to go, they have. I mean, you could get a booklet just about anywhere that has a list of stuff, but once you're walking around trying to find these addresses in the booklets, it could take months. It could take weeks. It having someone to help guide you through, walk you through the steps is a lot much, especially in a city this size. So I mean, I couldn't imagine it, Chicago or New York, the size that they have, their metropolises. But I think the main thing is having a guide, not just having a book that could show you where to go, but having someone that can help you pace the steps. I mean, culture shock is the first thing people get when they come to the city. You know, the environment fries them. They're like going, oh my god, it's way too big. There's so many people. You know, there's cars, there's dogs, there's cats, there's people, there's, you know, all this loud building construction and demolitions. And so yeah, having a guide would be very, you know, that's the big thing. I mean, when the outreach found me over there at Up Center, before their Up Center, they went as Millionaire Club. So they found me and they went through the steps, got a pair of shoes and stuff like that, and helped me work through all the things I need to get my birth certificate. And so now the only thing I need to do is get my Social Security card and then photo ID, and then my Social Security should be coming in.
So where are the gaps then? Like you were talking about how long things take. I'm guessing that's one of the frustrations. What were the other ones?
I mean, with Adam, my caseworker at Uplift, everything takes about 2 weeks at a time. Unless you get sick, then it takes like, you know, 4 or 5 weeks. But each step along the way, there's an update. He updates. Now I have a set schedule Tuesdays at 3. I wasn't able to make it yesterday because I was really sick, under the weather. But Tuesdays, you know, he does the outreach thing, just like what's that? Denver, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I keep trying to call it, yeah.
I had to think
And Denver does that too. So catching us before we drift away, that's the benefit versus having the booklets where you can find them at different places at the information booths and stuff.
So it's just having someone who's like can maybe hold you accountable.
Yeah.
Like kind of can find you.
Or yeah, I mean, not necessarily hold you accountable, but definitely set goals.
Okay.
Help you structure your adjustments to a city. So I mean, especially if you come from a very small town, the culture shock is immediate. I mean, I had it, you know, and I'm used to traveling to cities and from cities. But I had to find a place where I could just zero in on, you know, just zen out for a bit, just tune out everything. And I had to keep doing that, and so get redirected, and it's like I gotta find a corner in the city. I gotta find a moment to sit in a park, you know, and just stare at a blade of grass, you know.
Do you ever go down to the native park right just on the hill?
I have, yeah.
That's the park I first spent my first night here when I got into town, and I think the water I find is calming if you ever just want to sit much.
Yeah.
How many people? What percentage of people do you think are from like out of town or new? I guess
I think most people are. I mean, there's
about 89-90%.
I have no idea, but I imagine most
people.
Yeah.
From your like when you just kind of chat with people. And,
yeah, I've run into maybe like 3 or 4 all summer and all fall. People that have actually been born and raised in the city. So other than that, you know, it's you know, most people are from Florida, you know, from Mississippi, from New York, Chicago.
So why are they ending up here then? Like, you know, like
the possibility of making money.
Okay.
You know, that's a common conversation, is the possibility to make good money. Where they weren't able to make money. It's the same agreement in any city.
So like they might have been a brickmason, or they might have done video or something like that.
Yeah, it's like they might have worked at a labor ready in Chicago or New York, and they decided to go to a small town for a bit, and they're like, oh, I can't stand it, so they go into another city to get really good work, you know, 401k or whatever. And so that the majority of people that go to cities, they go to cities for work.
There's opportunity.
Yeah. Opportunities they don't have in Mississippi and you know, small towns in Montana. So.
But then if it doesn't work out, and then if you're SOL, you know, with like your ID or something like that, kind of one thing leads to another. Okay.
For me, I think it's the fad. You know, like the grunge phase. Kurt Cobain was from here. Coffee is just, you know, whatever makes it the city the most popular. So people come to visit, and sometimes they get swallowed up and. they just can't go. I mean,
Yeah.
even though they want to go, they feel stuck.
Yeah.
And then the stuckness it just it's like brings on the depression, and it brings on and everything just seems to pile on, and like you said, you didn't want to become a faceless name in the crowd, correct? You said that when we got you didn't want to be a faceless name in the crowd.
No, you don't. And well,
you don't.
Yeah,
you didn't.
I mean,
you
no.
don't want that, but some
Yeah.
people just end up being like that,
Yeah,
and they don't
yeah.
know how to break the cycle.
Yeah, it's just
So is Starbucks like?
it's sightless and unseen and unheard. Unseen
Yeah.
and unheard. Basically, you become lost and part of the debris of the city. So I can relate to that.
Is that so? Does Starbucks become kind of one of your like pit stops or something like that, so to speak? I mean, is that?
Yeah,
is that
I mean,
okay?
I get I mean, when I can't afford anything else, I get water.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
When it's cold out, I get hot water.
Yeah.
And not every coffee shop will offer that, but I've always gotten it from Starbucks.
Most Starbucks give cups of coffee too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if you just ask for one, if you're respectful, I know most store managers will just.
I got offered a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just part of the deal. Like I don't think I rarely think of it. Most store managers around here, especially, they wouldn't say no to that.
Have you ever been to Missoula, Montana?
I've driven by it, but I drove by it
If you
20
get,
years ago.
you work for Starbucks. If you ever get a chance to check out a place called Liquid Planet in Missoula, Montana.
What was that?
It's a coffee shop.
Okay.
They got a chain. I was there when they started. So this is something they have coffee from around the world. They have other liquids like beer, wine, sodas, stuff like that. But they prize themselves in the range of coffee that they have. I thought I'd throw
Cool.
that out there.
Definitely check it out. It's another area. Yeah.
I would like to make a suggestion that you bring back to your council.
Yeah.
During the day, or just like maybe from the hours of 9 to 5, you should have, because especially for homeless, and there's not a lot of places to plug in your phone. Your phone dies. Sometimes you need to charge your phone. You can't charge your phone before nighttime. It's cold. The battery drains. Set up little. Right outside your outside of the building or the shop, so you can keep an eye on. But like power receptacles for the homeless, where they can plug in for a few hours, just so if anything happens, they have that safety phone. They can call the phone call. I mean, I know everyone won't use it like that, but just to have that option.
Yeah.
Sorry, I talk with my hands.
No,
to have that option so they don't feel like they're stranded, because there's times when we feel stranded and alone. We cannot. I mean, we'll go from one end of the spectrum to the other end of the spectrum just to find a plug-in.
Yeah.
And it gets to be tiring and it gets to be stressful, but something like that could be incorporated in your outreach program and be kind of like a perk of it, not a perk of it, but to kind of draw people in to be able to help more people.
Yeah. Did you meet Denver inside of Starbucks?
No,
or
actually I
did
met
you-
him in the common. He brought me back to
Okay.
the Starbucks.